There was no moment that I didn't think that it would be my last day. I was in position to, I decided I was going to die in this spot.
New information about when students will begin virtual learning. We've learned it won't start Monday as some thought. Instead, tonight, details are still being worked out.
And we have learned that from the principals at Central Visual Performing Arts High School and Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience. Both principals sat down with Russell Kinsall today about the events of that harrowing day in an interview you'll only see on News 4. Russell?
Well, let me tell you, principals Dr. Casey Seal-Shahid and Frederick Steele said their hearts are broken over the deaths of a teacher and a student and the 7 students who were injured. It was also a traumatic experience for them. One principal thought Monday would be her last day on earth. The other comforted a dying student while knowing 2 of his own kids were in the school. The events began with a disturbance at CVPA.
One of my staff members came by and said, there's something going on. There's someone in the buildings.
Central Visual and Performing Arts principal Dr. Casey Seal-Shahid sounded an intruder alert, then looked out into the hallway.
I saw the assailant or perpetrator down the hall to my right, and I saw the gun. My door was open, so I began to pull the door, and a shot fired.
In the Collegiate School of Medicine and Bioscience, Principal Frederick Steele was in a meeting when he was notified something was going on, and he also sounded an intruder alert.
I ran down to the ground floor and did this exact same thing, going door to door, making sure every door. I even got there before the announcement was made to make sure that they were closing and locked their doors.
Shahid had made eye contact with 19-year-old Orlando Harris, who was wearing a ski mask, and she thought she would be his next victim.
There was no moment that I didn't think that it would be my last day. I had positioned myself where I wanted to be found. I had took my shoes off. I was in position to, I decided I was going to die in this spot.
Steele said a security officer brought 15-year-old Alexandria Bell to him. She'd been shot and she was in bad shape.
I tried to attend to her for a few minutes, keeping her calm. She was hysterical and she was visibly severely injured.
Steele stayed with Bell while police arrived a few minutes later. He directed them where to go and said they arrived by the dozens. Meanwhile, Shahid was on the phone with her sister-in-law and a pastor who prayed for her.
As she was praying, I had some hope. I began to think, and I said, this is not how the story ends. This is not where and I began to pray for my students. I began to pray for myself. I began to pray for my teachers.
Eventually, she was able to evacuate and join her students outside. Steele said it will take some time for students and staff to heal, and there will be no hurry to return to their school buildings.
When we believe they're ready to return, when we believe we're ready to return, and in a variety of ways, emotionally, physically.
Oftentimes, principals are expected to have everything under control, to be superhuman, but Shahid said she admits she is merely human, and she is struggling day by day to deal with the trauma that she went through.
Yeah.
Steele recommends that all students, because they're going to be doing virtual learning at home for a while, the school is closed, they need to get together with their friends. They need to get together with classmates. They need that community. That's part of the healing process, not just social media, but they need to meet in person and comfort one another. That time together is part of the healing process.
Yeah.
Just to hear those accounts, so chilling, those details that they provided.
Traumatic day that day.
All right, Russell, thank you.